So you've just launched a new standard shopping campaign on Google and it's not spending. The question is why? It's been 24, 48 hours, all the products are approved. Why isn't it spending? What core KPIs should you be looking out for? And what is the spend path going to look like moving forward? I'll give you everything over the course of the next few minutes. Firstly, if you've never launched a standard shopping campaign before, it won't spend, unfortunately, and it probably won't spend for a few weeks. But there are still some core KPIs that you want to keep an eye on to make sure that it's moving in the right direction and that it will actually spend in 2 to 4 weeks. Before I tell you what those KPIs are, I firstly want to tell you why. Why isn't your campaign spending? From what I've been told by Google reps over the course of the last few years is that it's due to a fraud prevention mechanism. And so when you launch a new standard shopping campaign or you launch a new Google ad account, they don't want to allow you to be able to serve right at the top of listings, or else it would allow for easy fraud to happen within the platform and people would stop trusting Google Shopping and Google Search. And so it's in the best interest of consumers that if you launch a new Motion Center account and a brand new Google ad account, that you won't be able to rank up the top for a while until they have driven some traffic to you slowly and there hasn't been any flags. And so it's a fraud prevention system. Now, what do you need to monitor and how can you actually speed this up? Well, what you need to look at is daily impressions. What you will end up seeing is over the course of the next few days, you might get 2 to 4 impressions per day. So not a lot, but what will then start happening, ideally by day 3 or 4, is the impressions will double every single day. And so you'll go from 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64. And then very quickly, this compounds into the campaign hitting your impression targets and you'll be able to spend your entire budget. But for the first 2 to 3 weeks, you'll be spending $1 a day maybe. And then it will quickly ramp up towards the end. And so what you really need to keep your eye on is, are those impression numbers doubling? Now, they might actually stop doubling at some point, and that's where you need to troubleshoot and look into what could be causing it. You want to make sure as well that all of your GMC feed data is as clean as possible out of the gates. If you go and start changing titles, changing descriptions, changing landing pages throughout this 3 to 4 week build process, it will hold you back. I have seen this ramp up process take some brands, in fact, my own brands, have taken 8 to 10 weeks before because I've continued to tweak titles or tweak descriptions to try to get it to ramp faster. And all it does is set it back. And so you want to step back and not touch anything. Now, if you're not getting any impressions at all, or they're not doubling each day, it might be due to your bidding strategy. And so you want to make sure that, and this will depend on your account. If it's a brand new account, you won't be able to use target ROAS. So you'll have to use maximize clicks. That's fine. Make sure that you don't set a max bid. Make sure it's just open. I know you're going to have some wasted spend out of the gates, but you have some wasted spend or the campaign never ramps and spends in itself. So I'd rather have some wasted spend. If you have launched some campaigns a long time ago in the account, it's not a brand new account, you might be able to use a target ROAS, in which case you want to make sure you set that at 50%. Anything above, and once again, it will not spend, and that will hold it back from doubling its impressions every day. And so just to recap the video, your Google Shopping campaign isn't spending. That's completely normal on a new ad account. You want to be looking at your impression data on a daily basis, and you want to make sure it's doubling every day. If it's not doubling, look into it and troubleshoot it. Make sure you don't touch anything. It's going to just delay the process. And make sure that you're using one of the following bidding strategies, being maximize clicks with no max bid set or target ROAS at 50%.